From Den of Geek, former Doctor Who writer bleakly proclaims the show's death. It's cancelled. It's done. It's over. Doctor Who, fair viewer, is no more. Not everyone is feeling optimistic about Doctor Who's future at the moment because there isn't one. There isn't one. There is no Doctor Who future. There is none. Zilch. Nada. Being a Doctor Who fan is not for the weak. From a combative, often pessimistic fandom. Why? Because we have standards? Because we actually have standards for a show that used to have a high standard and now it has a bottom of the barrel standard? To one of the wildest rumor mills in all of entertainment. Let's just say that Whovians generally have to deal with a lot. The situation feels even more fraught than normal these days, with the general state of the franchise in such flux. Remember the Flux storyline where, was it 90% of the universe was all destroyed? Maybe even more. And then they just went, yeah, we'll just forget about that. We'll just forget that ever happened. Well, there's no flux here. Doctor Who's not in a state of flux. It's done. It's over. It's cancelled. Disney have pulled out. Disney don't want to lose any more money on this failed experiment. They didn't even want to speak to RTD. They didn't even, it's done. They haven't renewed it. They don't want to renew it. There's nothing here. The BBC will have to find another sucker to stomp up the cash to make something, and nobody's getting it. Nobody wants to touch this. This is poison. It's been annihilated. Chigwell, RTD, they've annihilated Doctor Who. They've taken everything that everybody loves and destroyed it. This is as dead a franchise as you will ever find. It's been irreparably damaged beyond any state of being able to be fixed. It's done. You've ruined everything. Everything that the Doctor stood for, everything that made the show great, you've complete and utterly annihilated. Nobody likes this show. Nobody's watching this show. And more importantly, for the BBC, nobody wants to fund this show. It's over. The series' most recent season ended fairly abruptly with 15th Doctor Ncuti Gatwa's regeneration and the surprise reveal of former companion Billy Piper in a role that looks like it might be, but almost certainly isn't, his successor. No, Billy Piper, Ncuti Gatwa regenerating into Billy Piper wasn't the show saying that Billy Piper's the new Doctor. It was the show saying, we're done. It was RTD saying, we're done. I started with Rose. I'm ending with Rose. Because he knew it wasn't getting picked up. He knew it was going nowhere. And at the very least, he knew that this show was going to go on an indefinite hiatus. So there's no point in regenerating into a new Doctor because the new Doctor would go nowhere. So this was literally a full stop. The end of Doctor Who. A miserable end as well. Spin-off, The War Between the Land and the Sea, is slated to air next year, but it still doesn't have a premiere date. No, and its Siege Devil focused premise isn't something that much of the fandom is all that excited about. No, we're not. We don't care. Nobody cares. And it's going to be on the BBC iPlayer only. So it's not even going to get aired on the BBC itself. It's simply for the iPlayer, the online streaming platform. And I think Disney Plus are going to have it. Worst of all, there's no real sense of direction when it comes to what's next for the flagship series. No new Doctor has been announced, and it won't be. Don't forget, Piper's mysterious character wasn't introduced in the finale's credits as 16, and Disney Plus is still dragging its feet about whether the streamer will continue to be involved with the show at all. No, they're not dragging their feet. They're not. Well, it was actually during Ncuti Gatwa's first season, not the one that's just aired. During the first season of Ncuti Gatwa, Disney were just like, we're done. We've funded these 2 series. There's still another one to come, but we're done. We're not giving you any more. We're done. Something that's undoubtedly slowing down any larger decisions about its future. There is no future. It's rough out there, and suddenly everyone who has even the slightest connection with the show is suddenly been asked for their thoughts on everything that's happening. Robert Sherman has written multiple Big Finish audio dramas and several Doctor Who novels based on those stories, which feature the adventures of the 6th and 8th Doctors, but he's probably best known for penning the season 1 episode back in 2005, Dalek, starring Christopher Eccleston, which is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. Speaking to Doctor Who magazine about the history and inspiration behind the episode, Sherman also reflected on his own relationship with his series and his fairly blunt thoughts on the future. Spoiler alert, he pulls no punches. Quote, I go through phases. I have a real push/pull thing with the show, he said. At the moment, I'm in a pull phase. It's weird because the show is probably as dead as we've ever known it. One of the writers, somebody that's been deeply involved with Doctor Who, it's done. For Sherman, it's not just the lack of a season 16 renewal. Remember how Russell T. Davies tried to rebrand the Ncuti Gatwa era as season 1 again? And then the season just gone was meant to be season 2, as if to put a full stop after the Jodie Whittaker era. No, we put a full stop after the Capaldi era. That's where the full stop is. But an established successor to Gatwa's Doctor that makes the franchise feel so directionless. Not just in terms of the flagship series, but also the ancillary materials that surround it, such as the novels and audio dramas that expand the world of the story. Because there is no interest in it. There is no demand. You killed off the demand. Big Chief, who used to make Doctor Who toys, went out of business because there was no demand. They couldn't keep themselves going. They couldn't sell 300 Jodie Whittaker 1-in-6s. That's all that went into production. 300 Jodie Whittaker Doctors. They couldn't fucking sell them. And because Doctor Who had been so badly damaged, they went under. No word from Russell T. Davies about the biggest merchandise production, Doctor Who, fucking going out of business. Myself, Gary, we lost thousands of pounds. We had thousands of pounds on pre-orders. Gone. Bye. After 1989, we had for years a current Doctor. Everything that's ever going to be produced in Doctor Who terms is going to feel retrogressive, he said. At least with the new adventures and then the BBC books, you thought, it's the current Doctor, McCoy or McGann. No one's going to start writing Doctor Who books with a Billy Piper Doctor because no one knows what that means. In a funny way, the closing moments of The Reality War seem to put a full stop on everything. It's what I just said. It's what I just said. It was a full stop. It was a full stop. It started with Rose. It ended with Rose. breaking the fourth wall. To be fair, Sherman's view regarding the show's future is certainly one of the most negative we've seen since the finale aired earlier this year. And the BBC itself has pushed back against such catastrophizing, insisting that the broadcaster is firmly committed to the series. Then why did you cancel this year's Christmas special? If you are fully committed to the series, why is there no Christmas special this year? Because you couldn't fund one. Because you don't have a showrunner. You had no doctor. You have no stories. You have nothing. With or without Disney's involvement. But it's... no, it has to have a backer. They have to have a backer. And they don't have one. And nobody wants to buy Doctor Who worldwide anymore. Doctor Who and Top Gear were the BBC's biggest exports worldwide. Now they're dead. Both of them. Top Gear's cancelled. Doctor Who's cancelled. Nobody wants to buy it. Nobody's interested. They're done. They killed their biggest exports, their biggest money makers. They killed the golden geese. All for stunning and brave, progressive, far left, disgusting filth, ideological crap. But it's definitely uncomfortable for fans to read such dire predictions, many of which insist we're about to endure another indeterminate hiatus, like that which followed the 7th episode, Doctor Survival, rather than the outright cancellation that followed the poorly received 8th Doctor movie. It's done. And while we still don't know any actual facts about the series' status or plan to return, it's hard to fully ignore such worries. But since its inception, Doctor Who has always been a franchise grounded in hope. Not anymore. Not anymore. You fucking killed it. You killed all the hope. You killed the audience's desire to watch the show because you're a bunch of nihilistic assholes. There is no hope when you are trying to push your degenerate ideology onto people and they don't want to have it. Doctor Who was no longer about a madman in a box having amazing adventures. It was about an ideological doctor being politically progressive and stunning and brave and lecturing you and telling you how to think and behave. And fuck off, BBC. And while we don't have any actual facts, the fact that they cancelled the Christmas special, the fact that Disney haven't renewed for a 3rd season, the fact that we don't even have a doctor speaks volumes. It's dead. It's over. R.I.P. Doctor Who.